Hi, my name is Teresa Lancero and I'm going to talk about systemic circulation. What is the definition? The passage of the arterial blood from the left atrium of the heart through the left ventricle, the systemic arteries, and the capillaries to the organs and tissues that receive much of its oxygen in exchange for carbon dioxide, and the return of the carbon dioxide carrying blood via the systemic veins to enter the right atrium of the heart and to participate in the pulmonary circulation. Here we have a video where it shows the pathway that the blood circulation follows.
The circulatory system, consisting of the heart, arteries, capillaries, and veins, is the pumping mechanism that transports blood throughout the body. In the heart, the left ventricle contracts, pushing red blood cells into the aorta, the body's largest artery. From here, blood moves through a series of increasingly smaller arteries until it reaches a capillary, the junction between arteries and veins. Here, oxygen molecules detach from the red blood cells and slip across the capillary wall into body tissue. Now deoxygenated, blood begins its return to the heart. It passes through increasingly larger veins to eventually reach the right atrium. It enters the right ventricle, which pumps it through the pulmonary arteries into the lungs to pick up more oxygen. Oxygenated, blood re-enters the left atrium, moves into the left ventricle, and the blood's journey begins again.
So, in in resume, we have the curves that the blood follows is part of the circulatory system in which the blood leaves the heart, surveys the body cells, and then re-enters the heart. Waste and carbon dioxide diffuse out of the cell into the blood, and oxygen in the blood diffuses into the cell. Blood then moves to venous capillaries and then the vena cava, through which the blood re-enters the heart at the right atrium.
It's a muscular organ about the size of your fist and is located slightly left of center in your chest. Your heart is divided into the right and left side. The division protects oxygen-rich blood from mixing with oxygen-poor blood. Together, your heart and blood vessels comprise your cardiovascular system, which circulates blood and oxygen around your body.
Next, we're going to see the function of each of the components of the circulatory system. We have that the arteries are the ones that carry oxygenated blood. The aorta arches and branches delivers O2 to the entire body. Capillaries are the ones that branch into small passages. This is where the oxygen exchange take place. Veins are capillaries that merge once again into venules, which merge into veins again, and it coalesces into two major veins, the superior and inferior vena cava, which ends up in the right atrium. Coronary vessels, the heart itself is supplied with oxygen and nutrients through a small loop of the systemic circulation. Here we're going to see how the capillary exchange takes place.
Most nutrients, oxygen, and carbon dioxide diffuse readily through capillary cell membranes. Salts and small charged molecules, including some small proteins, move through fluid-filled spaces within the capillary cell membrane or between adjacent capillary cells. Pressure within capillaries causes a continuous leakage of fluid from the blood plasma into the spaces surrounding the capillaries and adjacent tissues. This fluid, known as interstitial fluid, consists primarily of water in which nutrients, hormones, gases, wastes, and small proteins from the blood are dissolved.
Now we're going to see what is the septum rule. Generally, arteries from the heart branch out into capillaries, which collect into veins, leading back to the heart. What is deception? That the portal veins are a slight exception. Why? Because the hepatic portal vein, which combines from capillaries around the gut, where the blood absorbs the various products of digestion, rather than leading directly back to the heart, the hepatic portal vein branches into a second capillary system in the liver. What is one application about systemic circulation? We would use blood pressure. Blood pressure is the pressure exerted by circulating blood upon the walls of the blood vessels. It usually has two, or blood pressure measurements have two readings. The upper one is your systolic pressure, which shows uh, the pressure when your heart is beating, or the bottom, which is at diastolic pressure, which is usually the one that the heart have when it relaxes.
Blood pressure. Water flows with a higher pressure when you connect a tube to a pump set operating in your field or house. Also, the tubes burst open if the pressure is very high. Similarly, when the heart pumps blood into systemic aorta or into the pulmonary trunk, the blood flows with pressure in the blood vessel. The pressure with which the blood flows in the blood vessels is called the blood pressure, usually called BP. Arteries receive blood from the heart, so blood pressure is higher in the artery.
Next, we have this chart where it shows the different impact of major risk factors on vasculature. Being hypertension, the one with the highest impact in the vasculature at the region of the brain and kidney. What are some of the high blood pressure effects? We have the first one would be atherosclerosis, ischemic heart disease, kidney failure, blurred or lost vision, and more susceptibility to stroke.
Do you know if you have high blood pressure? Find out how you can prevent or control it. High blood pressure, when left untreated, can damage the blood vessels in your body. It hardens the arteries as cholesterol and calcium builds up. Over time, the arteries narrow, restricting blood flow and damaging critical organs like the heart, brain, eyes, and kidneys.
Finally, we have hypertension in Ecuador. A research aimed to assess the rate of arterial blood pressure, of hypertension among people living in or near Vilcabamba in Ecuador was made in 2009. The sample included 417 men and women between the ages of 18 and 93. About 41% of the females and 30 of the males in the sample had either stage 1 or stage 2 of hypertension. Conclusions: the majority of people diagnosed with hypertension were aware of their condition. The rate of hypertension in this sample equaled or exceeded rates found in many industrial countries such as the US, Canada, Sweden, or Italy. Possible causes of that: adoption of a diet that is high in refined foods, high in sodium, and saturated and trans fats. Education about lifestyle factors, especially diet that is low in sodium, is needed to control and prevent from further development of hypertension in this area. Thank you.